I'm going to be taking this 14 USD account to over 1000 USD with Crash 1000 Index, VIX 100 Index and VIX 25S, and I'll be showing you how I analyze the markets to reach that same amount. So let's get this video to over 200 likes. Okay, so we kickstart the analysis with Crash 1000 Index, and on the daily chart we see that price did a wipe above that high and then it dropped down to break structure below the low. Now this sets up our market structure as now it has to return back up within the range and then it forms structure to drop down. So within the range, what you see that it did a liquidity grab above that high and simultaneously it filled the imbalance within the range. So from there on we see that price sort of formed a bit of a market structure. Now it wants to propel downwards. So on the 4 hour, above the high, when it did a liquidity grab, it hit the 4 hour order block when I stretch it out, and you can tell like it nicely obeyed the 4 hour order block and it never returned back up there. So this sets up our institutional order flow as a bearish institutional order flow, and I'll show you guys later why I'm saying that. Price did a break of structure within the range and then it returned back up to raid the two equal highs above there, and now while it was raiding those highs, it hit the 1 hour order block above them, and from there it did a massive drop down. The 1 hour order block is also the rejection block, mind you, so that level was pretty strong, and like I said, the institutional order flow was bearish and it never returned back up there again. So we want to see what other interest points it will keep on obeying. Price did a wipe below the low and it returned back up to obey the 1 hour order block from there, and you can tell right now it's sort of dropping down. So still our same premise is bearish institutional order flow, and now it also respected the 30-minute OB within the 1 hour order block. So same goes to what I've been saying again about the institutional order flow, where it just keeps on obeying bearish interest points. That's what institutional order flow is. So in the 50-minute chart, price broke structure below the low, and what we expect price to do is to return back into the range, and then it fills the fair value gap and then it will drop down from there. And now the reason it will obey there is also because it's coupled with the 15-minute order block, and that 15-minute order block, if we go on a higher time frame, it's also the same as the 30-minute order block. So yeah, we have our trade right there. I'm going to be selling within the fair value gap, or after price fills the fair value gap. So yeah, that's basically the premise of this trade. Bearish institutional order flow, it has to continue shooting downwards. I think the account here was 14 USD, and yeah, the reason I reached that amount is because the account holder handed me the account with 30 USD inside and I took a wrong trade, so I'm now recovering the amount. Or yeah, so the target is like, I think about 30 USD. I'll be satisfied. 30 USD, 50 USD, 40 USD, I think I'm fine with any amount as long as it drops down till the low. So my target is not too much. I don't expect to make a lot of money from this trade alone. So after we get the amount I desire, we'll move on to the next trade. So yeah, we'll wait for the after. So after some time, we get to see that price ended up dropping from our level, but right now you can tell that it cut us out on a few positions. I think 1 or 2 positions were cut out from the position we had entered. I think we had entered like 5 or 6, and then it cut us out on 2. I can't remember specifically how many positions I placed, so I think it's around 7, yeah. And it cut us out, but it did not matter. I think we had reached around 38 USD in our balance and I was satisfied with it, so I decided to close and we move on to VIX 100 Index.